There are several potential causes for the main breaker tripping in the apartment building. One possibility is high inrush current. When an appliance or circuit with a high inrush current, for example a compressor or motor, is turned on, it can cause a momentary surge of current that exceeds the amp interrupting capacity rating, also known as AIC, of the branch circuit breaker. The main breaker, which has a higher AIC rating, may trip to protect the circuit. Secondly, an arc fault may be the problem. An arc fault occurs when electricity travels through an unintended path, creating a high impedance arc. This can be caused by loose connections, damaged insulation, or debris. The arc fault can bypass the branch circuit breaker and trip the main breaker. Thirdly, consider if there is a current limiting device or CLD in the main breaker. Some main breakers have a built-in CLD that limits the amount of current flowing through the breaker. If the branch circuit breaker is overloaded, the CLD in the main breaker may trip before the branch breaker does. Fourth, it is possible that you have a faulty branch circuit breaker. Although unlikely, a faulty branch circuit breaker may not trip when it should and allow excessive current to flow, causing the main breaker to trip. Fifth, incorrect feeder sizing could be to blame. While number 2 aluminum is typically suitable for a 100 amp circuit, the length of the feeders, at 125 feet, may be causing a voltage drop that reduces the current available at the branch circuit breakers. This can lead to the branch breakers tripping prematurely. There are several mitigation strategies to consider. Firstly, verify the feeder size. Ensure that the number 2 aluminum feeders are adequately sized for the distance and load. Secondly, check for high inrush currents. Identify appliances or circuits with high inrush currents and ensure that they are properly protected with surge suppressors or devices with soft start capabilities. Thirdly, install arc fault circuit interrupters, also known as AFCIs. AFCIs detect and interrupt arc faults before they can cause significant damage. Installing AFCIs on branch circuits can help prevent main breaker trips. Fourth, replace branch circuit breakers. If the issue persists, replace the branch circuit breakers with ones that have a higher AIC rating. It is recommended to consult with a licensed electrician to thoroughly inspect the system, verify connections, and determine the root cause of the problem. When dealing with electrical systems, especially in a large residential building, safety is paramount. Always energize circuits before working on them and use appropriate personal protective equipment. A systematic approach to troubleshooting is key. Begin by gathering as much information as possible about the problem. When does the tripping occur? Are there any specific appliances or circuits that seem to trigger the issue? Are there any unusual noises or smells coming from the electrical panels? This information can help narrow down the possible causes. Start with the simplest and most common causes first. Check all connections in the affected circuits to ensure they are tight and clean. Loose connections can create resistance, which can lead to overheating and voltage drop, potentially causing breakers to trip. Inspect the wiring for any signs of damage, such as frayed insulation or exposed conductors. Damaged wiring can create arc faults or short circuits, which will definitely cause breakers to trip. Verify that all breakers are properly seated in the panel and that they are functioning correctly. A faulty breaker may not trip when it should, allowing excessive current to flow and potentially damaging equipment or causing a fire. If the problem persists after checking the basic connections and wiring, it may be necessary to perform more advanced testing. A multimeter can be used to measure voltage, current, and resistance in the circuits. This can help identify voltage drops, overloads, or short circuits. An insulation resistance tester, also known as a megometer, can be used to check the integrity of the insulation and the wiring. This can help identify hidden arc faults that may not be visible to the naked eye. A thermal imaging camera can be used to scan the electrical panels and wiring for hotspots. Hotspots can indicate loose connections, overloaded circuits, or faulty equipment. Consider the specific characteristics of the building's electrical system. The fact that it is a high-rise apartment building with multiple units means that there are many potential sources of electrical noise and interference. These factors can make troubleshooting more difficult. Work with the building's maintenance staff and other tenants to gather information about the problem. They may have noticed patterns or anomalies that can help identify the cause of the tripping. Carefully document all findings and actions taken during the troubleshooting process. This will help ensure that the problem is resolved effectively and that the information is available for future reference. The electrical system in a high-rise apartment building is complex and requires careful attention to detail. By following a systematic approach and using the appropriate tools and techniques, you can effectively troubleshoot main breaker tripping issues and ensure the safety and reliability of the electrical system. Consider the impact of the building's load profile on the electrical system. Apartment buildings typically have a high concentration of electrical loads, especially during peak hours. This can put a strain on the electrical system and increase the likelihood of breakers tripping. Review the building's load calculations to ensure that the electrical system is adequately sized for the current and future needs. If necessary, consider upgrading the electrical system to increase its capacity. Explore the possibility of using energy-efficient appliances and lighting to reduce the building's overall electrical load. This can help prevent breakers from tripping and save energy costs. Implement a regular maintenance program for the electrical system to ensure that it is operating safely and efficiently. This should include periodic inspections of electrical panels, wiring, and equipment. It should also include testing of breakers and other protective devices. Consider using a power quality meter to monitor the building's electrical system for voltage sags, surges, and other power quality problems. Power quality problems can cause breakers to trip and damage equipment. Address any power quality problems promptly to prevent further damage. The National Electrical Code or NEC provides detailed requirements for the installation and maintenance of electrical systems. Ensure that all work on the electrical system is performed in accordance with the NEC. The NEC also provides guidance on sizing feeders and branch circuits. Use the NEC tables to ensure that the feeders and branch circuits are properly sized for the loads they serve. In this specific situation, consider the impact of the low load on the building. With the building only partially occupied, the electrical system may not be operating at its optimal efficiency. This can lead to voltage fluctuations and other problems that can cause breakers to trip. As the building becomes more fully occupied, the load on the electrical system will increase. This may help to stabilize the voltage and reduce the likelihood of breakers tripping. However, it is important to continue to monitor the electrical system and address any problems that arise. Check the breaker coordination study, if available, to ensure that the breakers are properly coordinated. Breaker coordination ensures that the breaker closest to the fault trips first, minimizing the disruption to the rest of the electrical system. If the breakers are not properly coordinated, a fault on a branch circuit may cause the main breaker to trip, as is happening in this case. Verify that the main breaker and branch circuit breakers have the correct amp interrupting capacity or AIC rating for the electrical system. The AIC rating is the maximum amount of current that a breaker can safely interrupt. If the AIC rating is too low, the breaker may fail to interrupt the current, leading to a fire or explosion. The AIC rating of the breaker should be clearly marked on the breaker itself. It is important to select breakers with an AIC rating that is high enough to handle the available fault current at the point of installation. In a series-rated system, the downstream breakers must have an AIC rating that is equal to or greater than the available fault current at their point of installation. This ensures that the downstream breakers can safely interrupt the fault current if the upstream breaker fails to trip. Ensure that all electrical work is performed by qualified electricians who are familiar with the NEC and local electrical codes. Unqualified personnel should not attempt to perform electrical work. The installation of electrical equipment should follow the manufacturer's instructions carefully. Ignoring the manufacturer's instructions can lead to unsafe conditions. Document all electrical work performed, including the date, description of the work, and the name of the electrician who performed the work. This documentation can be helpful for future troubleshooting and maintenance. In addition to the potential causes and mitigation strategies already discussed, there are a few other factors to consider. Check the grounding system to ensure that it is properly installed and maintained. A poor grounding system can contribute to voltage fluctuations and other problems that can cause breakers to trip. The grounding system should be inspected regularly and tested to ensure that it is functioning properly. A ground resistance tester can be used to measure the resistance of the grounding system. The resistance should be as low as possible, typically less than 5 ohms. Ensure that all metal enclosures, such as electrical panels and junction boxes, are properly grounded. This will help to protect against electric shock. Check the neutral connections to ensure that they are tight and clean. Loose neutral connections can cause voltage imbalances and other problems that can cause breakers to trip. The neutral connection should be inspected regularly and tightened as needed. If possible, try to isolate the problem to a specific circuit or group of circuits. This can help narrow down the possible causes of the tripping. One way to isolate the problem is to turn off all of the breakers in the panel except for the main breaker. Then turn on the breakers one at a time, starting with the circuits that are least likely to be causing the problem. If the main breaker trips when a particular breaker is turned on, then that circuit is likely the source of the problem. Once the problematic circuit has been identified, inspect it carefully for any signs of damage or loose connections. The problem may be located in the wiring, the receptacles, the appliances, or the lighting fixtures. If the problem cannot be found, it may be necessary to call in a qualified electrician to perform further testing. Remember to consult with the local utility company to ensure that the building's electrical system is compatible with the utility's grid. In some cases, the utility company may be able to provide assistance with troubleshooting electrical problems. The utility company may also be able to provide information on the available fault current at the building's service entrance. This information is needed to select breakers with the correct AIC rating. When working on electrical systems, always use the appropriate personal protective equipment or PPE. This includes safety glasses, rubber gloves, and insulated tools. Never work on live electrical circuits unless it is absolutely necessary. If it is necessary to work on live circuits, use extreme caution and follow all safety procedures. Be aware of the potential hazards of working with electricity, such as electric shock, arc flash, and arc blast. Take steps to protect yourself from these hazards. If you are not comfortable working on electrical systems, it is best to call in a qualified electrician. The National Fire Protection Association, or NFPA, offers a variety of resources on electrical safety, including training courses, publications, and standards. These resources can help you to stay safe when working with electricity. The Occupational Safety and Health Administration, or OSHA, also provides regulations on electrical safety in the workplace. Employers are required to provide their employees with a safe working environment and to train them on the hazards of working with electricity. Always be aware of the potential for electrical fires. Electrical fires can be caused by short circuits, overloaded circuits, or faulty equipment. If an electrical fire occurs, evacuate the area immediately and call the fire department. Do not attempt to put out an electrical fire with water. Water can conduct electricity and increase the risk of electric shock. Use a fire extinguisher that is designed for use on electrical fires. The apartments are wired with aluminum wiring. Aluminum wiring was used in many homes built in the 1960s and 1970s. Aluminum wiring can be a fire hazard if it is not properly installed and maintained. Aluminum wiring is more likely to loosen at connections than copper wiring. This can lead to overheating and fires. Aluminum wiring should be inspected regularly by a qualified electrician. If aluminum wiring is found to be loose or corroded, it should be repaired or replaced. There are several ways to repair aluminum wiring. One way is to install copper pigtails to the aluminum wiring. This involves connecting short lengths of copper wire to the aluminum wiring using special connectors. Another way to repair aluminum wiring is to replace it with copper wiring. This is the most expensive option, but it is also the safest. When replacing aluminum wiring with copper wiring, it is important to use the correct size of copper wire. The copper wire should be the same size as the aluminum wire that it is replacing. It is also important to use the correct type of connectors. The connectors should be designed for use with both copper and aluminum wiring. The use of corrosion inhibitors can help prevent aluminum connections from corroding. These inhibitors create a barrier against moisture and oxygen, preventing the formation of aluminum oxide, which is a poor conductor. Apply these inhibitors during installation and reapplication during maintenance. When aluminum conductors connect to equipment terminals, using properly rated and installed aluminum-rated connectors or terminals is critical. These connectors are designed to accommodate the different expansion and contraction rates of aluminum and copper. Properly torquing the connections according to manufacturer specifications is essential to maintain a secure and reliable connection. Under-torquing can lead to loose connections, while over-tightening can damage the conductor or terminal. Use a calibrated torque wrench to ensure the correct torque is applied. In summary, troubleshooting main breaker tripping in a high-rise apartment building requires a systematic approach and a thorough understanding of electrical systems. The apartment has a 100 amp 22,000 amp interrupting capacity main breaker. By considering potential causes such as high inrush current, arc faults, faulty breakers, and incorrect feeder sizing, and by implementing mitigation strategies such as verifying feeder size, checking for high inrush currents, installing AFCIs, and replacing branch circuit breakers, you can effectively address the problem and ensure the safety and reliability of the electrical system. Do not forget to consult with a licensed electrician for expert advice and assistance.